Next up to the platform, please join me in welcoming Nikola Danaylov. Nick, come on up. Let's go.
What does this mean? Well, here it means okay, fine, or good. But if you're in Brazil, it means that you're an ass. And that's because content is not king. Context is king. So what is content and what is context? Content is something valuable. Context is why it is valuable. Content is something we talk about. Context is the story of why we talk about it. Change the context, and the content becomes useless. That is why no keynote speaker here can go and deliver the same keynote to both Joe Biden and Donald Trump rally, because the context is different. And that is where one person's treasure is another person's garbage. And they see the same content differently, because the context is different. In evolution, the same content survives in one context and dies in another, because evolution is a filter. Just like our human brain. The human brain is not designed to create content. It's designed to provide context. It is primarily a filtering device which takes the infinite amount of data the universe is constantly throwing at us, and it runs it through the context of our survival. Everything relevant to survival is content. Everything else is invisible. Human is a being in search of context, not content. That's how we differ from AI. We create context. AI lacks context. And context is the framework which tells you what's important and what to throw away. That's why we need prompt engineering and reinforced learning on top of infinite amounts of data to lend our human context to AI. Back in 2006, Rob Walker purchased 200 second-hand useless items for a couple of $100. None of them had any intrinsic value or any uniqueness. Then he got 200 authors to write a story for each item, and he was able to sell them for over $8,000, with an average price increase of 6,300%, demonstrating that value is about context, not content. So in business, low value is about content. It will be done more and more by AI. High value is about context. For example, when Steve Jobs launched the iPhone, he changed the very context of what a phone is and should be. Finally, all conflict around us is about context, not content. It's about the story or framework we should use when we look at any given thing. That's how different people can look at Donald Trump, climate change, abortion, or any other content and see it differently, because their context is different. So, if you are a leader or a keynote speaker and you want to change the world, you have to change the context, because content is not king. Context is, story is. Thank you.